Hello, welcome back for part 3 of my bookshelf tour. This is a bookshelf you have never seen in one of my videos, except down here are my TBR shelves, and I recently did a TBR shelf tour, so I'm not going to pull all of those out again, but there they are. On this shelf, I just have a couple of books. I have my copies of Wildwood and Under Wildwood, and then over here I have my John Steinbeck bind-up, which I haven't finished reading yet. Up here we have a stack of graphic novels that I'm also not going to pull all of them out, but there are graphic novels there. And then there's my much neglected Wii and some Wii games and DVDs. Up here is my Grimm's Complete Fairy Tales, which is beautiful. And then over here I have my Fairyland series by Catherine M. Valente. And that's all that's really going on the shelf here. So let's move on to the next one. So this is the next shelf. This one is in our living room, and it has a lot more books on it. The first things that I have up here are memoirs, biography, personal essays, things of that nature, all categorized together. We Should All Be Feminists by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings by Maya Angelou. A Long Way Gone, Memoirs of a Boy Soldier by Ishmael Bea. Are You My Mother by Alison Bechdel. Fun Home, a Family Tragicomic by Alison Bechdel. Medium Raw, A Bloody Valentine to the World of Food and the People Who Cook by Anthony Bourdain. Hyperbole and a Half, Unfortunate Situations, Flawed Coping Mechanisms, Mayhem, and Other Things That Happened by Allie Brosh. I'm America and So Can You by Stephen Colbert. Slouching Towards Bethlehem by Joan Didion. Diary of a Young Girl by Anne Frank. Bad Feminist by Roxane Gay. Narrative of the Life of Frederick Douglass, an American Slave by Frederick Douglass. Autobiography of a Face by Lucy Greeley. Relish, My Life in the Kitchen by Lucy Nisley. This is the Story of a Happy Marriage by Anne Patchett. Yes, Please by Amy Poehler. The Complete Persepolis by Marjane Satrapi. Naked by David Sedaris. When You Are Engulfed in Flames by David Sedaris. Men Explain Things to Me by Rebecca Solnit. Tiny Beautiful Things, Advice on Love and Life from Dear Sugar by Cheryl Strayed. The Complete Mouse by Art Spiegelman. And The Glass Castle by Jeanette Walls. Then on this half of the shelf I have some plays. The Vagina Monologues by Eve Ensler. Master Harold and the Boys by Athol Fugard. A Raisin in the Sun by Lorraine Hansberry. Bartholomew Fair by Ben Jonson. Inherit the Wind by Jerome Lawrence and Robert E. Lee. Real Women Have Curves by Josefina Lopez. The Crucible by Arthur Miller. Death of a Salesman by Arthur Miller. Also, over here I have my Shakespeare's, which I'm not going to pull out because they're boring and in really bad shape. This is Hamlet, Julius Caesar, Macbeth, Romeo and Juliet, A Midsummer Night's Dream, and Othello. Moving on, here is some poetry, which I'm also not going to pull out because it's not very interesting. I have this book called For You, My Daughter. It's poems by mothers that my mom gave me. This is volume 1 of the Norton Anthology of Modern and Contemporary Poetry. I have Dante Alighieri's Inferno. This is Selected Poems and Letters of Emily Dickens. This is 20 Poemas de Amor y una Canción Desesperada by Pablo Neruda. Love Poems by Pablo Neruda. Leaves of Grass by Walt Whitman. And then I have some Penguin Black Spines. I have Alfred Lord Tennyson selected poems. The Complete Poems of Andrew Marvell. The Complete English Poems of George Herbert. And The Complete English Poems of John Donne. I also have The Grand Zoo by Nicholas Guillen. I have Ben Jonson and the Cavalier Poets. This is the Norton Critical Edition. And then I have Edmund Spencer's The Fairy Queen, books 3 and 4. Don't ask me why, I just have books 3 and 4. Then I have this little box set of classic poetry, which includes poems from John Donne, William Blake, William Shakespeare, Emily Dickinson, Oscar Wilde, W.B. Yeats, Robert Burns, Alfred Lord Tennyson, Christina Rossetti, and Edgar Allan Poe. Then over here I have some short stories. I have Stories of Cats We Love, Trash by Dorothy Allison, The Color Master by Amy Bender, Awakening and Selected Short Fiction by Kate Chopin, Blow Up and Other Stories by Julio Cortázar, The Umbrella Man and Other Stories by Roald Dahl, Can't and Won't by Lydia Davis, American Innovations by Rivka Galchen, The Metamorphosis and Other Stories by Franz Kafka, Bobcat and Other Stories by Rebecca Lee, Magic for Beginners by Kelly Link, Dear Life by Alice Munro, The Complete Stories of Flannery O'Connor, The Fall of the House of Usher and Other Writings by Edgar Allan Poe, 10th of December by George Saunders, and Kitchen by Banana Yoshimoto. So that is part 3 of my bookshelf tour. I hope you enjoyed. Again, I have read most of these books, so if you have any questions, let me know in the comments, and I will see you all soon. Bye!